Your story is the sum total, the accumulation of all the data that you have gathered about yourself. Example, when I was around 7 or 8, I was in an inner tube floating along in a body of water, a lake somewhere. I forgot where it was, up in northern Wisconsin, where my father had taken us for vacation. And these bullies came along in the water, and they saw me kind of paddling around, a little 7-year-old innocent kid, la-di-la-la, in my inner tube, and this big kid came along, and he said, "Hey kid, you know how to swim?" Of course, he knew that I didn't, or he guessed it. But before I could say no, I think I said no, and he said, "Well, you do now," and he overturned the inner tube, and I went under the water. Now, the water was over my head where I had paddled out to, so I couldn't even touch bottom to get, a sense of security, and I immediately, as you can imagine, panicked. I mean, it was like white ice flowing through my veins. And I knew I was dead. It was the end. It was nothing more. I'm done. I can still to this day see the bubbles in front of my face. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to swim. I didn't know how to get out of there. So I managed to kind of like work myself to the surface, got a little bit of air, and I started yelling, "Help! I can't swim!" Absolutely panicked. And I hear off in the distance, under the water, I can't understand. So I'm just flailing about, I finally get my head out of the water one last time. I'm going down 3 times, guys. I'm in about 3.5 feet of water here. And I hear my father's voice. He had seen the commotion, run out to where I was, and I heard his voice saying, "Just stand up!" So I decided to give it a try, and sure enough, the water was not deeper than I was, and I was able to, and I just stood up. Well, you got to know how silly I felt. I mean, I just felt so embarrassed, and all the big kids laughed. I have never gone near a body of water except in the shallow end of a pool from that day to this. That's my story. See, I even have a pool in my yard. I actually have a pool in my house. It's 9 feet deep. I never go in the deep end. Come on, Neil, it's your own damn pool. And I never go in the deep end. These guys come to my house and they go, and they do all this acrobatic stuff, show off. And they do this high dive off the bricks and off the rocks, and I'm sitting there envious as hell that they're having more fun in my pool than I have. Because they're not afraid of the water. They're not afraid of the water. Why should I be afraid of the water when even if I did get in trouble, I got people all around me who just get me out of there? But no. See, because my story rules my moment. Now, I know that none of you have a story that rules your life like that. But I do. And I've got a story around women, I've got a story around water, and I got a story around wealth. Women, water, and wealth. Is there any other W we want to bring into the room? Wisdom, water, women, and wealth. Any other W? Walruses. Yes, I have a story about walruses, women, and wealth. What the hell are you talking about? I know, I just grabbed it. Oh yeah, will, wisdom, water, wealth, and women. Yeah. Work, wisdom, water, will, wisdom, water, what? So, see, and you start filing your stories alphabetically, see, about who you are. And if you're not careful, you will think that you are your story. And every time you encounter something similar to that story, you'll come from your reactive mind. You all know what your story is about. Every one of you knows what your story is. And what part of that story is running you to this very day. Cut it out. Just stop it.